Yeah, it's been a minute. But I've been pretty busy and adding to the boat collection, which is kind of cool. So I want to kind of update where things are at. The wake boat is doing great, multi-thousands of hours on it at this point, which is impressive considering it's only a couple years old. Jet skis are good, and I added a new boat to the collection. It's one of these. Let's go. Okay, so basically I bought a sailboat and I'm living on it, which is pretty awesome, not gonna lie. There's a lot of work. There's an unbelievable amount of work compared to every other boat I've ever owned. This is something completely else. But I'm gonna do a small, very short kind of boat tour of this boat today, and then I'll do a more in-depth tour later. I don't know whether I'm gonna actually make uploads and stuff like that again. It's just kind of, I have real life going on, real friends that I hang out with, lots of stuff to do in ministry, which is at this point very, very, very busy. Yeah, so maybe I'll upload, maybe I won't. But anyway, without further ado, here's the tour. So this is a 1978 Irwin 42. It's a ketch, so it's got two sails. I won't go outside because it's dark. Ugh. Yeah. So it's got a mizzen sail, a main sail, and then a Genoa. And then I'll update kind of what's all been going on. My wake boat is right over there where those lights are. And then I just anchor up beside it. Yep. So living the boat life. It's pretty fantastic. I got a lot of work to do. I just got it like 2 months ago, and I've been gutting stuff ever since. So we'll start with a galley. Literally every single day, every day something breaks. Every day. One thing, sometimes multiple things, sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. I just had to repair the Genoa. It had some ripping in the stitching. That was $400. Done some engine work. It's a Perkins for just a solid, just Russian tank, which is actually, it's British. But this motor, oh, this thing's a beast. This thing's an absolute beast. I bought the boat down in Tampa, sailed it around the state of Florida, and then back up to St. Augustine. So it was about 600 miles total, and this thing got us there. I'll do a whole video as to what I've done here so far. But anyway, that's my Perkins 4108 little diesel motor. That thing's a 50-horse beast. It's like a tank. Anyway, back to the galley. So this is my little galley. I've got a 3-burner propane with then a little stove in there. Everything works there. That's great. There's my sink. And moving on, over here is the forward berth, should I say. It's a V berth in the forward cabin. There's my anchor locker in there. Just did some work yesterday on there. Underneath this is a about 90-gallon holding tank, freshwater holding tank. It's plumbed down. I actually just redid the plumbing yesterday. It goes all the way back down to the main water pump. Underneath this floor is a 100-gallon freshwater tank. So I've got approximately 200 gallons of fresh water. And then there's an 85-gallon diesel tank over here, and then a 20-gallon gray water tank. So that is the septic holding that the head goes into. So there's my head. It's a manual pump Jabsco. Shower, and then the sink. There used to be a second head actually back here, which I just gutted like an hour ago because 2 heads is stupid and I'm already having enough trouble with one. So this was a second head, and then there was the plumbing for like the sink and everything. There's a single basin, but I don't need all of that. So anyway, this will become my office, which will be great. I'm going to build some new shelves in here and a new office desk, kind of like an L-shaped desk, and then have my laptop and all that kind of stuff. This was what I just tore out. So yeah, all of this was over there a minute ago. Underneath here, you can get to the rudder with the tiller for if anything happens to your rudder. There's also a hot water heater. I think it holds however many gallons, I'm not sure. Basically what happens is
the water from the heat exchanger and the primary heat exhaust valve will go and circulate through the hot water heater, and from there it then goes out through these pipes and then goes into what was one sink, then over to the galley sink, and then over to the forward head sink and to the shower. So I've got hot water run throughout everything, which is great, but I've got to have the motor running because, again, it goes to the heat exchanger there. Or it does have a electrical heater, but it takes a lot of power. And so, sometimes I want to run that, sometimes I don't. Obviously, your AC/DC panel. So, again, there's my water heater, which I could turn on. I don't really use it. Actually, right now, I have no AC power at all because, again, I'm on Anchorage, and I don't have an inverter. So that's, again, another thing I get to buy is an inverter. I do have a generator up top. I can show that later. It is a 5,000 watt, just portable generator. I'll be using that for times whenever I really need to. Like, even with an inverter, that would be a whole lot of power to run off of the solar. And so I have a 16,000 BTU under here, or air conditioner system, and that is plumb into the aft cabin right here, and then all the way to the forward cabin up there. And it uses about 12 amps, 12 and a half amps. It has a starter cap that uses 55 amps off the cap just to kick on the compressor, and then runs solid at about 12 amps. It's 115 volt. So there is my air conditioner right there. Again, even for solar, that would need to be a whole lot of power on solar. So I'm mostly going to run this off of the generator. Or in Florida, we don't really need heat or, well, air. You can just open all of these little bay windows. There are 12 of them throughout the vessel, and it actually lets a lot of air through. That's my little boat tour. I'm living out of a bag right now, which is, that's fun. But it'll get there. It's getting there. It's been 2 months solid of lots of rebuilds. In here is a nightmare waiting to happen. That's all of my electrical panel. That's terrifying. So I'm gonna redo a lot of the electrical actually this weekend. But yeah, everything on a boat is work. You have to learn how to be a plumber, an electrician, like deep electrician, and a lot of plumbing I've found. You need to be a carpenter. You've got to be able to do fiberglass. You've got to be a meteorologist. You've got to be able to like man the helm and learn how to actually sail, and then also just know how to drive a boat in the first place. And a lot of this I've done for a long time, but this is different. This is very, very different. I love it. Absolutely love it. Anyone that's looking for the liveaboard life, it could be costly. It just depends. Yeah, this boat needed some stuff done to it, and I kind of knew that to start with, but I got it for a really, really good deal. And like I said, it's a 78 Irwin 42, and I got it for $14,000. So that's pretty good. Yeah. Most of the stuff works. It's just I'm changing out little things here and there because I want to. You know, why not? Anyway, I'll do another tour at some point. This was just kind of an overview, and people have been wondering, like, hey, what have you been up to? Well, I've been up to the normal stuff, and it's been a lot of fun. But yeah, lots and lots of ministry. I pastor a church, and then I work as a missionary as well for another organization, and so between the two of those, I'm always busy. And now I'm redoing a boat, and I still do all the wake stuff. Yep, pretty busy. So hence making videos is not on my priority list. Just not. Sorry. For those that are wondering about the palm trees, most of them are still alive. Most of them are mature at this point. Some of them died. Maybe I'll do a video on those. A lot of people have been asking. But yeah, God bless y'all. Hopefully we'll do another video later.